am me, and this is my video. I apologize in advance. I've never recorded myself talking before, and may stutter a bit, even though I'm reading from a script. You can use the timestamps to skip to the actual run, but I feel a need to talk about my experience with this tower, and also explain myself. You may be wondering,
how the heck did you get all the way to 2B of Toss'em if you can't do a stupid tightrope? Also, why the hell would you beat this abomination as your first soul-crushing tower?
I honestly can't explain the tightrope fails, but I think I have an answer to the second question. You see, I was even stupider when I started this game than I am now, shockingly. I was unfortunately a bootlegger for my first year, which definitely tricked me into thinking I was better than I actually was. Thankfully, I stopped using bootleg coil because I actually wanted to beat an SC, a soul crushing, because, no bootlegs. Who would have thought that I was trash at every soul crushing I tried? Most insanes that were easier had harder gameplay at the start rather than later, like Tower of Double Trouble having its first 4 floors noticeably harder than the last few. And I honestly found Tower of Difficulty chart, the actual good first soul crushing, to be quite boring. However, as you may know, Tower of Strategic Mechanics, that being meant to be a remorseless tower, starts off with remorseless gameplay. So being the stupid idiot I was, I thought, wow, this is not bad, ignoring the entire second half of the tower all being GBJs. That gave me a bit of bias toward this tower, so once I actually beat a few rems legit, I chose to start practicing this tower instead of the easier soul crushings. The A side honestly took me a month to get through, as it should have at my skill level back then. However, on my third B side attempt, I failed 10B and 8B before I think. I jumped all the way from 8B to 2B. Now, my mind was set, although my consistency, not quite. I failed a bunch on the earlier GBJ floors, mostly 8B and 6B because those are a lot harder, as you would expect. Now, I need to make a point here. I don't think the tower was the problem, but I myself. Yes, I come to that conclusion quite often. My interest in games act weird, like a wave. I slowly become interested in games like Eternal Towers of Hell, then I lose interest for a while, and then it comes back again. I'm flipping my paper. Also, this is kind of embarrassing, but I only get to play for 1 hour per day, usually a little more. There are other games I want to play too, like Minecraft. Furthermore, at this point, Ito started to lag on my garbage potato iPad. Naturally, I took an elongated break. While I can technically say Tower of Strategic Mechanics took 3 years to beat, I really only grinded it for 4 months. Like I said earlier though, my interests always come back. I beat a bunch of rems first. Some went by really fast and were fun, like Tower of Big Beefy Blocky Buttons. Others, I'd rather not play again. I thought it was time to finally beat a soul crushing. And by now, I'm smarter. I know that this is not the best choice, but I've grinded it so much in the past, I actually was pretty good at it. Proof? I beat it in 3 days. The first day was just getting back to the B side. I failed the A side a lot because I literally didn't touch it in like 2 years. The second day, I somehow got to 2B and failed the tightrope again, in my usual fashion. However, I wasn't too mad, because 2 attempts later, on the third day, not only did I beat the tower, but as you can see in the title, I didn't fail once. I think that's quite impressive. Well, that wraps up my journey on this tower. This tower is honestly a terrible first SC. I do not recommend doing it as your first soul crushing. And there are a lot of issues within it itself, like some boring mechanics and weird gameplay. But honestly, I still like this tower. I think it is definitely extreme difficulty, but maybe a little lower one instead of a 9.4 something. Although I can't really say what difficulty is, considering I haven't beat any other soul crushings. Anyway, my script paper is almost full. If you actually listened to me, thank you. I apologize if this was a pain to get through, honestly, but I hope you enjoyed the video. Before I end this video, I would like to give a few final thoughts. First, where do I go next? Do I go up or down? I think that it would be really funny to keep jumping, like doing a terrifying difficulty as my second SC. However, it would be really unfun. Although I beat an extreme, I can't consider myself to be extreme skill level, because I kind of forced TOSM out of me. If I were to be an extreme next, it would probably be Tower of Frightening and Confusing Trials. More likely than not though, I will move to an easy Insane Tower, like Tower of Double Trouble or Tower of Extreme Hell. Now, regarding this channel, I probably won't post most of my new completions to YouTube unless it's something I'm really proud of, like a new hardest. Not that I want this channel to rot away like it has been, I'm just kinda lazy. One thing I regret is not checking out the win room more. I just yapped in the chat because I'm so self-absorbed and arrogant, then left. Oh well, too late now. This video already has way too much of me talking, so I'll end it here. Thanks for watching, I'll see you in like half a year.